Today is our Thanksgiving service, so happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for the meditation this morning. It just is a segue right into the service. I did a little research about the history of Thanksgiving, thinking for those of you who are not Americans or born into this country, you might like to know a little bit about the history. It was surprising to me. First of all, I did a lot of research, and one of the things I discovered was that they didn't keep really good records back then. And so what I learned was sketchy at best. Now, this is something we're all familiar with, that Thanksgiving was held by the 50 Plymouth Pilgrims and their 90 Native American Indian neighbors called Wampanoags. We were told that it was held, this is the history, said that Thanksgiving in 1621, was either held sometime between September 21st and November 11th. Now, other research said that the first Thanksgiving occurred in Florida 100 years earlier. Isn't that interesting? I found that so interesting. After that, this was a 1621 experience, Thanksgiving was held fairly randomly. Thanksgiving days were proclaimed annually by the U.S. Congress, but only for 6 years, from 1777 to 1783. And they were all celebrated in December. Then George Washington declared the celebration of Thanksgiving for 6 years. And then John Adams for 6 years. And then James Madison declared Thanksgiving celebration twice in 1815. However, none of these were celebrated in the autumn. Did you all know this?
No.
I just find it fascinating. So the next National Thanksgiving was declared in April of 1862 by Abraham Lincoln. And then the next year, he declared Thanksgiving for the last Thursday in November. He went on to declare a similar Thanksgiving the next year in 1864, establishing a precedent that was then followed by Andrew Johnson in 1865 and by every subsequent president. So, 1864 was the pivotal year. And from then on, we've been celebrating in this country Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day is a day to give gratitude for all of our friends and also our enemies. That's usually not something that we talk a lot about on Thanksgiving, right, Day? I'm so grateful for all my enemies. But we will understand that a little later on in the talk this morning. It is a day to give gratitude and thanks for the good as well as the difficult conditions in our lives. And that's going to be pretty much my focus this morning on the talk of being grateful and how to be grateful during the difficult conditions of our lives. Difficulties this year have been so tremendous, from the pandemic and the loss of lives to the stress of the election and ongoing stress post-election in the U.S. and all parts in between. This is a beautiful Thanksgiving prayer, and I wanted to share this with you. I found it very, not only beautiful, but very significant. So it's a prayer to begin our day of Thanksgiving, or you can say this prayer at other times during certain needs that you find in your life. And it is this: may all beings be happy, joyful, and well. I resolve not to do you any harm. I resolve to promote harmony. I resolve to express gratitude to you. After you sound these 4 stanzas, then sound the resolution in silence, and in the silence, send this resolution to your friends. Then send it to those people who are causing you difficulties in your life. And then send it further out into space to the higher worlds. To be grateful to one another means to appreciate and to give recognition to each other. I was thinking about a dear friend I was talking with yesterday who has a job that's extremely stressful and at best, and what's making it worse is her boss. And her boss is belittling her and speaking sharply to her and giving her additional tasks to increase her workload. And it's a burden. It's affecting her health. And yet she needs a job. So what do you do in a situation like that? And I was thinking this prayer. I resolve to promote harmony. And she can think about this when her boss is giving her, this stress and grief and being belittled, rather than reacting and being defensive, at least in her thoughts, to be positive and healing, because we don't know what's going on in the boss's life, except the effect, the effect. So I resolve to promote harmony with my relationship with my boss, with the environment that I work in. So we have a choice. I was saying, why should I do that? She doesn't deserve this, but we do. And so by saying, I resolve to promote harmony, I resolve to promote harmony within my relationship with the boss, is going to be healing and transforming for us, ultimately for the boss. We should not only find the path to gratitude in all of our relationships, but for everything in creation. It is in feeling and expressing gratitude in some form for everything in creation that we will be blessed. See, this takes the day of Thanksgiving to a whole new level, and it takes it beyond just one day of celebration, to a lifetime of celebration. To express gratitude to whatever comes our way in life, we must first let go of regrets and resentments, because these are triggers. This is a term that is popular these days in the world of psychology, is that something occurred, stayed in your memory, and then it becomes a trigger. So, to express gratitude, we must first let go of regrets and resentments, because these are triggers. So like with my friend and the boss, that we've all had experiences of some similar nature. And so as the boss increasingly day to day causes problems, she could be resentful. But if she turns that around, which is a monumental task, we know that, and say, I resolve to promote harmony, I resolve to express gratitude to you, is not only healing in this relationship with her boss, but it's healing and removing those regrets and resentments that she's experienced, or we've all experienced, throughout our life. We must empty ourselves, this is the next point, of habitual ways of complaining and blaming. It's so easy to fall into this trap when we don't even know it, because we justify ourselves. because of their bad behavior and the effect that bad behavior had on us. So we are justified to complain and blame. That's the way our mechanical thinking seems to direct us in these situations. But now we're going to go against the stream, and going against the stream means the practice of gratitude. So, as we find ourselves confronting these regrets and resentments and find ourselves complaining and blaming, then we know we have to rebalance our system. We have to go into a rebalance. The stress of life today tends to put us in a state of unbalance, physical, emotional, mental unbalance. This imbalance finds us seeing the negative side of things. And then those of us that spend a lot of time in the media and watching CNN and MSNBC and all the other, news programs that we watch, even the comedians, it's all focused on the negative side. And we're training ourselves unconsciously, or we are being trained unconsciously to see the negative side of things. And pretty soon, you're 60 years old. And look at what you're doing, how you're seeing things. And then you just become a grumpy old man or woman. So when we see the negative side of things, we tend to get down on ourselves and on our life. So before any of us can truly express this virtue of gratitude and thanksgiving, we need to rebalance. So that's a key for us. We can practice today and throughout the week. Rebalance is done through right motive, meditation, and right and conscious thinking. That's how we're going to rebalance and get rid of these triggers and get rid of these regrets and resentments and so forth. Right motive, meditation, and right and conscious thinking. I've had experiences in my life where the cause of a particular difficulty was not revealed for one or two, pardon me, I've got to stop a minute. My notes got printed out on the front and back side. I'm thinking, wait a minute, I just skipped about half of my talk there. See, I'm not going to be resentful of that printer. I'm going to go, this is the funniest thing, this has never happened before. Okay. Well, that was nice. Okay, we did that. Oh, this is... Okay, well, I didn't get too far away. Okay, let's go back. Right motive. Let's talk about right motive as a way to rebalance, okay? Right motive. In right motive, we need to learn how to experience whatever is before us. Whether the experience appears to be good or bad, we're going to have to face it. See, just like my friend at work. See, it doesn't mean that the boss is right. It means we have to face it, whether it is right or good, because it is our karma, good or bad. Our motive must be to learn how to experience what is given to us as an opportunity to increase, to expand, to purify our consciousness. Increase, expand, and purify our consciousness. This is the opportunity that this experience, good or bad, is giving to us. And this is interesting that we can accept this experience as we embrace a loving friend. See, this is a simple talk, but boy, is it difficult. We can sit here and listen and say, I can do that. Of course I can do that. Well, you just wait. You know, until you're put in this really tough experience, even a really great experience, we become, at least I find this with myself, in a wonderful, joyful, and happy experience. I'm so identified with the experience that I don't think about embracing the whole of the experience. It's just like a feeling that I go through at the moment of being happy or joyful. And then I go on to the next experience. So it's like slowing down and being grateful for this beautiful moment, and not to quickly run on to the next experience. To accept the experience, good or bad, as we embrace a loving friend. To accept any and all experiences, both positive and negative, we must have, as it says in Agni Yoga, the beauty of gratitude. Gratitude is the energy of the higher worlds. Isn't that interesting? Gratitude is the energy of the higher worlds. So gratitude is a great motive force and is the highest form of respect. This is a seed thought. Gratitude is the highest form of respect. And that's found in the book Aum, paragraph 454. The great teacher in this book, Aum, says, no one solicits gratitude, but great is the quality of this power. Gratitude acts as a purifier, and whatever has been purified is already more easily moved. Thus, gratitude is a means of hastening the path. There's so much in this. Again, this is simple language. But if we take it into the depth of our mind, the depth of our heart, the depth of our understanding, gratitude is a means of hastening the path. Maybe my friend will get a job offer that will pay her twice the money, and that she will be blessed with the gratitude her next employer will give her. If she can rebalance and go back, and I probably can't find that now, to promote harmony and express gratitude to her boss. Gratitude is a means of hastening the path. Some believe that with the expression of gratitude, they lower or lessen themselves. And so ignorant. Gratitude only exalts and purifies. It attracts new energies. And the great teacher says even a machine works better without dust. Again, that's from the book Aum. Meditation is another way to rebalance ourselves. Meditation, we know, we've read this 100 times, is scientific and concentrated thinking. It is careful observation. It is looking for the causes of events. That's scientific meditation, looking for the causes of events. It is thinking in the light of our higher self. For example, when a difficulty is thrown into our life, first ask ourselves, how can I find the path of gratitude in this difficulty? How can I find the path of gratitude in or for this difficulty? So this is the science. How can I find the path of gratitude for this difficulty? Then meditate on the qualities of gratitude. So you two are going to work together. How can I find the path of gratitude for this difficulty? And then begin to meditate on the qualities of gratitude. Then take the next step and meditate, this is tough, on the beauty of difficulties. Meditate on the beauty of difficulties. So this is the third step. A powerful meditation is to meditate on the divine presence within you. And frankly, I would spend more time on the first four, and then when you become really, really experienced, and gratitude is helping you change your cellular and atomic structure in reaction and response to your life experiences, then you're ready to meditate on the divine presence within you. And the reason I suggest you wait until you're ready for this very advanced approach to meditation is that if you can only elevate your consciousness to the concrete mind, then you're going to build your ego and your vanity. And then you're going to descend down the mountain that you've been trying so carefully to ascend. Because the mind says, this is stupid. This person's never going to change themselves. They're the ones that are wrong. Why should I be grateful for their aberrant behavior? See, that's the concrete mind. And so if we wait until our consciousness becomes more illumined and we know we are going to take our consciousness into the higher mind, we know that then we're ready to meditate on the divine presence within us. So daily meditation will reveal the cause of the difficulty. Okay, now I'll go back where I was a page and a half ago. Okay. I've had experiences in my life, remember that? I've had experiences in my life where the cause of a particular difficulty was not revealed for 1 or 2 years, sometimes even longer. It can take an investment of time to think systematically, engaging in careful observation as we strive to find the path of gratitude for a particular difficulty. It can take a long time before you can release resentment and regret and anger or hurt that was experienced in a difficult situation. You may be 50 years old and that situation occurred when you were 3. See what I'm saying? It takes time. Meditation will help to create the balance, a balance and purification of our heart and mind. Once a balance occurs, then opportunity follows. So meditation can reveal to us the cause of a difficulty. This can come in various ways, usually in a manner that most call an aha experience. We're not very seemingly scientific. It is the aha, right, experience. It is revelationary. The reason for such an occurrence is the result of the accumulated energy resulting from meditation. A moment occurs in which you are totally relaxed and mentally, a moment, relaxed emotionally and mentally, and a moment which presents the aha experience to you. You may be hiking in the forest, enjoying a sunset or sunrise, listening to beautiful music, or even experiencing a compassionate moment. And during such moments, you may be presented with the answers of your difficulties and problems. Sometimes your higher self will reveal to you the cause behind the difficulty. Other times you may receive understandings regarding the difficulty through a dream experience. Just to show you how this works, and it is personal, but it's a fact. You know, I was adopted when I was 2 years old, and I had 2 years before that adoption that was a lifetime of experience that most babies would never ever go through. And I've always wondered why. Why was I born into that experience? It took many, many, many years of meditation, accumulated energy, and I was finally given the answer. So be patient. Be patient, and that revelationary experience can be given to you. That's what the energy of gratitude rewards you with. To understand the cause of the difficulty after your aha or revelationary type moment, it may not be easy to accept because of the accumulated energy of gratitude, your soul will ultimately welcome the understanding. See, the mind, that old mental apparatus, that we've trained so well, wait, I'm going to have to really think this through. But the soul immediately understands. The mind is just a few years behind sometimes. So the opportunity comes when the cause of the difficulty is revealed to you through the light of your higher self. This revelation can occur over a period of days or years, in my case, in that one situation, or in one moment. For example, when you pick up a book in Agni Yoga, the teachings of Agni Yoga, you pick up that book. And recently I was just reading 3 different verses from a couple of the Agni Yoga books. I can't understand a word that this is saying. And I was so frustrated because I've been reading Agni Yoga books for a long, long time. And I had never seen these verses, and then upon first reading, it's like I have no understanding of what this means. But in thinking more and more about this verse, the 3 verses, little pieces of insight would come to me. It's like I was out, walking the dogs, which I do half my life, it seems like. And while they're busy, walking and enjoying the fresh air and having this great time, and I'm just standing there watching them. And this little ideas, that's what that meant. And these 3 verses were all about striving and aspiration. And which I love. I love the concept of aspiration. It's so deep and so beautiful and so incredibly mysterious. And then we act out through the striving. See? So, but inserting it in these verses just lost me completely. So who would have thought, standing there while the pets were out there enjoying themselves, these little glimpses of insight from those verses. So we have to think about it and accumulate the energy, and this energy becomes psychic energy. This psychic energy gives us these little revelatory insights, and then we can be grateful. And the energy of gratitude increases our psychic energy. The understanding occurs because we took time to really think about it. Approaching the verse from many points of view. It's how you study Agni Yoga. This is why it's so beautiful to study Agni Yoga in a group, because each member in that group will approach the verse from a different point of view, a different level of understanding. And pretty soon, these little sparks of insight just makes this an aha moment. Oh, that's what that meant. It's so beautiful. In a flash of a moment, understanding can occur. Once we see the cause of a difficulty in the light of our higher self, it is then we will have the highest opportunity to feel and express gratitude for the difficulty. Gratitude is the ability to see beauty in the difficulty. Gratitude is a purifying energy. It cleans out, right? It cleans all of that negative thinking out. It is a healing energy, and it is a unifying energy. When we are going through difficulties in our life, for a while there are separative forces at work. Separative forces in our emotions and our thinking. And these separative forces then affect our health, the health of our mind, emotions, and body. We may lose energy, psychic energy. We may be unable to think clearly. We may become ill for a period of time. But with spiritual maturity and awareness of the beauty of all of life, a cultivation of the spirit of gratitude is born in our heart. We will gradually recognize the beauty in all of our difficulties, our family and group difficulties, our national difficulties, and difficulties in the world. Gratitude will eventually and gradually transform ugly thought forms, ugly thinking. When a difficulty is experienced, for example, when someone close to you causes you a heartache, deep pain, and so forth, you have cultivated the spirit of gratitude, then the currents of gratitude will penetrate into your chaotic thoughts and affirm the good found in the difficulty. This will help you carry the torch of gratitude to all people and situations which have presented difficulties to you. And you will let karma do its job with everyone involved. So the spirit of gratitude is going to clear the way to find resolution to our problems that result from the difficulties. The spirit of gratitude will clear the way to find resolution to the problems that result from the difficulties. We eventually learn to appreciate all opportunities, and that word eventually. Otherwise, we're going to get down on ourselves. We expect immediate results. We eventually learn to appreciate all opportunities that are given to us, whether painful or joyful, for it is a chance to increase the light within us. In the book Agni Yoga, verse 31, it says, The quality of gratitude is the finest purification of the organism. Great is the healing power of the emission of gratitude. As we enter into our thoughts and activities for the preparation of Thanksgiving Day, we can more deeply think about gratitude. We can consider the relationship of gratitude with the higher worlds. As we begin to ponder the source of gratitude, we are actually giving ourselves an unexpected gift, a gift that will show us how the energy of gratitude can change our consciousness. It will bring us an opportunity to experience how such a change will bring a new standard into our life. This is a big gift. A big gift. How the energy of gratitude can change the state of our consciousness in such a way that our standard of living changes the way we think and feel and act. It's a huge gift. The source of the energy of gratitude is called psychic energy. Psychic energy exists in our soul, an energy that energizes and charges every thought that is in harmony with the currents of health. Psychic energy then exists in gratitude. Thoughts of gratitude slowly accumulate and attract psychic energy from great ideas and great visions coming from the higher worlds. Ideas that have originated from the lives of great ones. And these ideas carry the energy of their spirit. Ideas and visions from the higher worlds carried by the great ones, many of whom are walking the planet today, carry these ideas, carry the energy of that spirit. Thoughts of gratitude act like a magnet. Gratitude creates an energy field that refines our consciousness. It transmutes our consciousness so we can attract greater health, joy, beauty, and success. Nothing happens to us by accident. Whenever we are in conditions which are not joyful or happy, it means that we have acted against the law of gratitude. This is kind of hard to accept, but there you go. Whenever we are in conditions which are not joyful or happy, it means that we have acted against the law of gratitude. So what are we going to do? Are we going to accept this, let's call it an axiom of the teaching, or are we going to scoff at it? We can't pick and choose. That's tantamount to a disaster, to choose what is comfortable and throw out what is not. Whenever we fall into a state of ingratitude, we inevitably fail in our life. When we start developing gratitude, we establish a communication line between ourselves and the creative forces in the universe. We are also establishing a communication line between ourselves and spiritual human beings who have the same frequency. Finding that boss, a boss that has the same frequency, is a gift of gratitude. In gratitude, we expand our field of consciousness and communication. Communication with the higher worlds means expansion of our beingness. The greater our field of communication, the greater we are. Communication with the higher worlds is developed when we learn to express gratitude. Of course, the opposite of gratitude is ingratitude. For example, a moment of ingratitude can cause you to trip. Isn't that interesting? It can cause you to trip, or to fall down, or to hurt yourself, or even to catch a cold. Ingratitude can cause us to lose balance in our life. It may even cause us to be forgetful. We can learn these things through careful observation. So here's something to try. Express gratitude before you do something. And observe if there is going to be any difference in your life. This is why for ages it has been recommended that we give gratitude before we eat. This Thanksgiving, with all of your meals, before you eat, express gratitude to those who prepared the meal, for the gift of having food with which to nourish your physical body. For with gratitude, we're going to assimilate the food better. The teaching reminds us that at the beginning of all that we do, we must start with gratitude. A wise man used to say, "Do not open your door to go out in the morning without first giving gratitude." I don't know, I think this was just meant for me because every morning when it's still dark, I have, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 little legs that run into my bedroom. Let's go out. Right? And so I'm going out in the dark, opening the door. It's the last thing I'm thinking about, believe me, is going out in the morning and giving gratitude. So, when we do this, immediately the creative forces will accumulate and assimilate around you, and they will work for you. It's like this morning, my son said, "Mom, I'll let the dogs in. Go take your shower." I was so grateful. It was so wonderful. The little things, you know? If we continuously express regrets and resentments, habitual ways of complaining and blaming, if we continuously express negativity through our words and through our writings, if you slander others, if you are always jealous of other people and their talents and beauty and success, if you harbor hatred toward those who have injured you, you weaken yourself and lose your magnetism. Such behaviors are going to lead you to failure, and you will not be successful in your life. Gratitude creates right human relations. If you are sincere in your gratitude, gratitude without sincerity has no energy source, no psychic energy. It is like having a beautiful high-tech electronic keyboard, but no energy source to plug it into. It looks like it will produce beautiful music, but it has no source of power. When you begin to develop the spirit of gratitude, transformation takes place in our nature. We think more about what we can do for others to prove our growing gratitude. When we give is when we begin to grow. And I'm almost done here, but I wanted to share these ideas. We must be grateful to our parents, our friends, our fellow students, and our own students. We must be grateful to those who reveal our weaknesses to us and make us strive toward perfection. We must be grateful to our higher self for guiding us down through the ages. We need to be very grateful to the obstacles, pains, and sufferings in our life for letting us pay the karma we have accumulated throughout ages. We must be grateful to the vision of the future. Without these visions, we will never be able to proceed on the path of beauty and perfection. Develop gratitude, and you will see these changes happening in your life. Gratitude is considered to be a bridge between the physical and the higher worlds. Those who climb toward the higher worlds are full of gratitude to all that exists. Gratitude is a peace in our heart. It is a cause of harmony with the whole of the universe. And gratitude is the wings by which one flies toward the higher worlds. Be very happy, beautiful, and safe, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, even if you're celebrating it on Zoom with your family members and friends.